Or maybe she'd actually feel sorry for you if I tell her. Well, you're not gonna tell her. Do you hear me? You're not gonna tell Nichelle or anyone what happened tonight, especially when not a single soul will believe me. If you don't leave my son alone, then you can scratch Finnegan off of your list as public enemy number 1. Believe me, I'm not an adversary that you want to go toe-to-toe with. Not when my child is involved. Clarice has got to pay for taking my birthright away from me. Taking over Russo Jewelers is my way of making up for lost time. You got this. Pacho, I was wondering when I'd hear from you. Sorry, it's just that our last meeting ended unexpectedly. I was trying to wrap my mind around everything. Trust me, I'm as surprised as you are that you and I slept together. Guess you've got your head straight now? I do. Viv, I want to know where we go from here. Is everything all right, Mom? It sounded urgent on the phone. It is. I would have met with you at your grandfather's estate, but I couldn't risk anyone overhearing us. Overhearing us about what? About you sleeping with Terry Murphy. I really like the setup for Vacation Bible School. Makes me wish I grew up coming here. But it's great helping out with the little kids. Better late than never. And I'm glad that you're having fun helping out the kids, Ulissa. Actually, helping out here helps me keep my mind off of everything. I guess volunteering helps Max keep his mind off of everything too. Why do you got that look on your face, Nichelle? Probably because I just heard that you went to Yvette's party and didn't mention anything about it. I don't know how to answer you, Pacho. The two of us ended up in my bed all of a sudden, and we ain't never been on a date. That ain't like me. Hopefully, we can still remain as friends. With benefits? Maybe I'm not getting my point across clearly. I understand that we were supposed to form a simple alliance. But these past few months, I really got to know you, Viv. The more I got to know you, the more I started to like you. That ain't a surprise. I am a likable person. I'm being serious. Do you not share the same feelings that I have? How did you find out? Alan, if you want something to remain behind closed doors, you keep it behind closed doors. Wait, you were there? You saw Dr. Murphy and I together? How come you had me followed, Mom? I didn't have you followed. Honestly, I stopped by the apartment to meet with Terry, except I was met with the most scarring memory of my life. What did you need to speak with Dr. Murphy about? I needed to figure out if she had any idea as to why you've been defending her so much lately. Once I saw you two together, it answered my question. All right, Mom, now you know. Does that mean you're gonna run and tell Finnegan? So Max, have you always been good with little kids, or is this a new trait you got after you got saved? I've always been fond of kids, Vanessa. Growing up, I always wanted a little brother or sister, but my parents made it clear that they weren't planning on having any more kids. But it's clear you're good with kids too. I'm surprised you'd want to study law because you'd make such a great teacher, which is why I'm not opposed to motherhood. Being a lawyer can't stop me from having kids to love on someday. From what I've seen, I think you'd make an amazing mom. I can explain. Okay, Zeke, explain to me what business you had getting anywhere near Yvette after all you put me through. I get that it looks bad. I'm glad you've noticed, but I ain't even stay at the party that long. All I wanted to do was ask Yvette to talk to you and make it clear that I ain't cheating. Clearly, you didn't think I believed you. What makes you think I would believe Yvette either? On top of that, how come I didn't hear from Yvette since you tried to get her to clear your name? I do like you, Pacho, only as a friend. When the two of us slept together, it was a moment of weakness. I had just told you a secret that I ain't told no one else about. That's all it was to you? A moment of weakness? I don't see what else it could have been. Maybe what we shared together meant that there's something real between us. That can't be it. Not when the two of us can't be together. I don't even know how to begin explaining to Finnegan about what's going on between you and his ex-wife. Good, because what's going on between me and Dr. Murphy is none of his business. None of his business? You are sleeping with the mother of his only child. A child who you're not that much older than. Has that ever crossed your mind, Alan? Mom, you're overreacting. It's not like I'm trying to play stepdad with Keeve or even ask Dr. Murphy's hand in marriage. Okay, that sounds promising. It sounds like this atrocity you've got with Terry is only temporary. Since that's the case, then you'd have no issue ending things with her today. That's really kind of you to say, Max. I mean it, and it's really great to see you smiling after everything you've been going through this summer. I was actually beginning to forget about it. Me and my stupid mouth. Sorry, Vanessa. I shouldn't have even brought it up. Don't beat yourself up. It's okay. Besides, it's not like I can go on forgetting since the stalker is still out there. I'm just thankful that I've got God, my family, and my church family to get me through it. But no one in the church knows about the stalker, except for Ulissa. Even though that's true, my family still makes unspoken prayer requests. I know the church is still praying for me, and I'm sure you're praying for me too, Max, which is something I really appreciate. Yvette ain't reach out because she told me she wouldn't. Even if that's true, it doesn't explain why you didn't tell me that you were there to begin with. I had to get messages from other people at the party telling me that they saw you, Zeke. Since she wasn't trying to speak with you, I thought it was best to keep quiet. Besides, I knew how mad you'd get. Yet you still decided to go over there anyways. It don't mean that you can't trust me. At least I ain't deny it. Because you couldn't if you tried, Zeke. There were witnesses. And to think that your sister was trying to defend you. Are you saying that because of what my father did to Elvira? She was your sister after all. That ain't what I'm saying, Pacho. There ain't no way I'm gonna give you a hard time for what your father did. But you know how important it is for me to get Russo Jewelers. So much was stolen from me growing up, and I want to get what belongs to me. If you and I were to be seen together, it would risk the Russos giving me the side eye. Besides, I can't be distracted. I run 2 separate companies, remember? You'd need help from me if you're gonna be successful in this hostile takeover. And if it's being seen together by the Russos that worries you, then you and I can continue seeing each other in private until you take over the company. You just found out that I was conceived in secret. Do you think I'd want to be part of some secret affair? Are you really willing to miss out on an opportunity to someday become a part of the most powerful duo Valley Park has ever seen after you become the new CEO of Russo Jewelers? Come on, Viv. What do you say? I like the sound of that. I thought you would. Mom, I love you very much, but you don't have a say on who I see and how long I see them. All right, I tried the gentle approach, Alan, but clearly that didn't work. Terry Murphy is a cold-hearted witch. She's only using you to get back at Finnegan and to hurt me for being with him. I don't think that's the case at all. Open your eyes! You're clearly not thinking if you're still willing to sleep with this lady. I'm warning you, Alan. What's going on between you and that Viper will only end in heartbreak. That sounds oddly familiar, Mom. Don't you think? Except it's not the sort of advice that you're willing to listen to. Even after this stalker situation is resolved, you have my word that I'll always keep praying for you. Thanks, Max. And I'll keep praying for you too. At least our thoughts don't have to be grim. Vacation Bible School has been going pretty well so far. And we get to look forward to a lot of more fun too. That's right. And Max, I wanted to let you know something I think you should hear. What's that? After seeing you interact with kids, I think you'd make a great dad someday. What did you speak with Quinn about, Nichelle? She told me that the issue isn't with another girl, but with something else. Did she tell you what it was? I was hoping that you'd tell me. I ain't cheating on you, Nichelle. That's all that matters. Then what's the issue, Zeke? Maybe the issue is that you don't trust me. I'm trying to be patient with you, so I'm giving you until the end of the week. You've got a week to tell me what's going on. If you're not honest with me, then we are done. For good this time.